Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my students and my viewers. This is the channel Unconventional Learning, and we are back with our next video. Today's video, as you saw on the thumbnail, is all about Ranga's marriage. Now, before we proceed, if you are new to this channel, my name is Raksha Aftab, and I make videos which focus on English language, especially class 12 and class 11 videos. Also motivational videos now and then. Before we begin, I request everybody to please subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and also like the video if you really liked it, and students, if you got benefit from it, and if it will help you in your exams. Okay, so let us begin with our today's video. Ranga's marriage. Now, what is Ranga's marriage? जैसे नाम बता रहा है रंगा's marriage, simple इसका एक ही मतलब है, which is रंगा की शादी. Okay, so as you all understand that because the title, especially in class 11 books, are too simple, so it's nothing metaphorical, मतलब कुछ double meaning या फिर एक layered meaning नहीं होता है, तो समझने में बहुत आसानी होती है. All right. So in this chapter we have the main character whose name is Ranga, and जरूर उसकी शादी की बात हो रही है, because we will find out that getting married in this by the end of this chapter. All right, so let us do something new today, and let me just give me a second. I think you are all able to see on the screen. Yes. Okay, so today we are going to study from the screen itself. Now, as you see that the author's name is Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. So the tip number 1, which is to remember the author's name. Author ka naam kya hai? Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. It's you can see on the screen, it's right there. All right, it's being circled so you can find it easily. Masti Venkatesha Iyengar. Rat lo, yaad kar lo, make a list. Write it down on a piece of paper, put it on your cupboard or anywhere else, and just keep reading it again and again till your exams, and after that you can do anything with it. Okay, so now when you see on the screen, it is written that Ranga, the accountant's son, is one of the rare breed among the village folk who has been to the city to pursue his studies. When he returns to the village from the city of Bangalore, the crowds mill around his house to see whether he has changed or not. His ideas about marriage are now quite different. So when you are reading the crux of the chapter, जो chapter का निचोड़ है, जो starting of the chapter दिया हुआ है, इससे हम लोग को 3 important बात पता चल रहा है. रंगा के पापा कौन थे? Accountant, as you can see on the screen as well. Ranga's father was accountant. All right, you can see somewhere here it's mentioned. देन वो क्या करने के लिए कहाँ गया था? वो बैंगलोर गया था पढ़ाई करने के लिए, टू परसू फर्दर स्टडी करने के लिए. और जब वो बैंगलोर से वापस आता है तो वो देखता है कि उसके आसपास घर के बहुत सारा भीड़ इकट्ठा हो जाता है, एंड ये देखने के लिए दैट हिज आइडियाज और हिज थॉट प्रोसेस इज द सेम और नॉट. ठीक है, सो 3 इंपॉर्टेंट चीज जो हम लोगों को पता चलता है. यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन एज वेल ऑल्सो. फर्स्ट, रंगा के पापा अकाउंटेंट थे, जो एमसीक्यू पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज टर्म 1 तुम्हारा जो शुरू हो रहा है 7th, 8th, 9th एग्जामिनेशन, इसमें रंगा's मैरिज इज ऑल्सो कमिंग. इसमें रंगा's मैरिज भी आ रहा है. सो द फर्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज रंगा's father was accountant. Second important point is he went to Bangalore to study. And third important point is that when he has returned, people have crowded around his house. And उसका जो शादी को लेके व्यूज है वो आज क्वाइट डिफरेंट है, या फिर वही घिसा पिटा व्यूज है. ये हम लोग को चैप्टर्स में पता चलेगा. नाउ व्हेन यू कम go further in the chapter, especially the first page of the book, here you see that in the entire first page, the only important thing which will be seen, or which needs our attention, is Ho Sahali is our village. You can see on the screen it is being circled. Ho Sahali is our village. Now this is something which we need to remember, because in your exams question might come, what is the name of Ranga's village? अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन आता है तो 4 ऑप्शन दिया रहेगा, और चारों ऑप्शन में हो सहाली या हो शाली ऐसे ही कुछ मेंशन होगा, बट आपको पता नहीं होगा क्या लिखना है, बिकॉज spelling याद नहीं होगा. So it's very important to remember the spelling, and that's mentioned on the screen. It's Ho Sahali. Ho Sahali. Okay, it's HOSAHALI. Halli. So please remember that. Now, as we proceed further in the chapter, we see that he mentions a lot of things. Ranga's marriage की जगह रंगनाथा विजया, जगन्नाथा विजया रहता, लेकिन हम लोग simple रंगा की शादी, Ranga's marriage title चुने. ये कौन बोल रहा है? The person who is narrating the story. Now, the person who narrates the story, simple, जो इंसान story बता रहा है, that is the narrator. All right, don't forget this. Now the narrator could be the author or could not be the author. ये हम लोग को बाद में पता चलेगा. For example, I have written a book. Now अगर मेरा मन करेगा तो हम उसके अंदर एक नया कैरेक्टर डाल सकते हैं जो पूरा स्टोरी बता रहे हैं. जैसे 3 Idiots में हम लोग देखे थे that Farhan and Raju, those two characters were narrating the entire story. ठीक है, बट स्टोरी लिखा कौन था? वो स्टोरी राइटर कोई और था. अगर बहुत सारे मूवीज में तुम देखोगे एक गुमनाम आवाज आता है. ओके, देयर इज नो डेफिनेशन ऑफ दैट वॉइस, वी डोंट नो हु द कैरेक्टर इज. सो उसमें हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि एक सेपरेट कोई है जो अब स्टोरी में ये ऑथर हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. सो सेफ साइड रहने के लिए कौन है जो स्टोरी बता रहा है? सिंपल एज दैट, नरेटर. नाउ लेट अस dwell deeper into the story. Now as you see the second page of the chapter, here also it's not that important. The second page of the chapter, it's not that important. इसमें simple यही mentioned है कि हम जो होसहाली विलेज था वहां पर क्या क्या बहुत ज्यादा फेमस था. वहां एक डॉक्टर थे, यू कैन सी ऑन द स्क्रीन हियर, डॉक्टर थे जो गुंडा भट्टा नाम से फेमस थे. सो coming next to the next paragraph, here also he talks a lot about that मेरे village में mango trees है, mango बहुत खट्टा है, आप आइए, आप enjoy कीजिए, and all those things. So he keeps on saying. That's not important that much. Now coming to that paragraph, as you can see on the screen, what I'm going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. So how you watch in the movies, जैसे movie में shift होता है और present scene चल रहा है, and suddenly it vanishes and we come to the past. So just like that, you are going to see something very similar right now, because what I'm going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. Okay, so all right. Now ये 10 साल पुरानी बात है. ये जो कुछ भी हम बता रहे हैं, whatever I'm going to tell you, ये 10 साल पहले हुआ था. आज से 10 साल पहले नहीं. ओके, ये हुआ था जब स्टोरी लिखा गया था, उससे 10 साल पहले. All right. So in those times, English was not that widespread. English बहुत लिमिटेड लोग बोला करते थे, इंग्लिश का यूज बहुत कम होता था. Back to our original thing, because now we are starting the chapter. So in those times, English was not that widespread, and Ranga's father, being an accountant, was the only person who had sent Ranga outside his home to study. Today also, we don't know a lot of parents or guardians who send their children to some other place or some other city to study. Okay, generally what happens, you stay in your hometown, or sometimes you go out to a different city. But going to a different state is something very different, or something very difficult, especially in those times. ये story आज नहीं लिखा गया है, ये story बहुत साल पहले लिखी गई है, and जब ये लिखी जा रही थी उससे 10 साल पुरानी बात है, which means a lot time ago. So many years ago. Okay, now as you can see on the screen, he sent his son to Bangalore to study. It's different now. There are many who know English. So now this scene, he's talking about the present situation. Many know English, and on the street you can go, people will say rickshaw, road pe chal rahi hai. Road is an English word. They'll say hum movie dekhne ja rahe, film dekhne ja rahe, both are English words. They'll say train aa rahi hai, फ्लाइट में बैठे थे, all of these are English words. ऐनक कोई नहीं बोलता आज के जमाने में, people say spectacles or specs. So in today's times, a lot of people have started using English in their daily lives, but when Ranga's father sent him to Bangalore, it was a different thing. So we got to know that he went to Bangalore to study. Now coming to the next page, as you can see on the screen, what happened that in those times people used to speak Kannada. As you can see on the screen, people used to speak Kannada a lot, and English बहुत कम लोग बोलते थे. And an incident happened where this narrator went to Rama Rao's house. So a different character comes to our picture. Rama Rao house के घर पे जाते हैं, and Rama Rao का बेटा वहां पर कुछ खरीद रहा है. Okay, he's buying something from a woman, from a lady. He's buying as you can see on the screen, is buying some firewoods. Now the boy says, देखिए दीदी मेरे पास change नहीं है. Now this lady does not understand the meaning of change, and she thinks that he's not paying her the money, and she blabbers something, mutters something, budbudati है कुछ अपने में, and she leaves there. And she leaves from there. So narrator for a second also does not understand the meaning of change. And किसके पास जाता है narrator समझने के लिए? See the line mentioned on the screen. He goes to Ranga's house to understand the meaning of change. So you can see here what's happening. He has gone to Ranga's house in order to understand the meaning of change. Now this priceless commodity, English language, जो English language को आप लोग कमजोर समझ रहे हैं, this priceless commodity, it's being said, okay, this priceless commodity. I'll stop being so dramatic. So English is being said as a priceless commodity because English को आप खरीद नहीं सकते. No matter how much money you pay, you cannot buy that language. That's why it's priceless. उसका कोई इतना अनमोल है कि उसका कुछ तुम पैसे से उसका कुछ मोल नहीं लगा सकते हो. So that was not so widespread in his village that time. And Ranga उस जमाने में बैंगलोर पढ़ाई करने गया. So you can understand how big a thing it was for everyone. जब रंगा वापस आ रहा था तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात थी सबके लिए, because Ranga's homecoming became a great event. क्यों? अगर ये क्वेश्चन आता है एग्जाम में, why Ranga's homecoming became a great event? Option A, because Ranga was married. Option B, because Ranga was deaf. Option C, because English was a priceless commodity. Option D, none of the above. So English was a priceless commodity and बहुत ज़्यादा widespread नहीं था ये. That's why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. Now coming next, we see that there was an incident जहाँ narrator देखता है कि बहुत भीड़ लगा हुआ है रंगा के घर के पास, and वो जाता है and वो बोलता है कि इतना सारा भीड़ क्यों लगा हुआ है यहाँ पर, कौन सी बड़ी बात हो गई है, and he says all of those things, and then a kid says, then why have you come? आपको भी नहीं आना चाहिए, आप भी चले जाइए. So simple funny incidents happen, and these ladies, typical women we know, aunties जो हम लोग बोलते हैं घर के पड़ोस अड़ोस में जो रहती हैं, they have come here to see Ranga whether he has not lost his religion, उसका नाक, आँख, कान, मुंह, everything, his face, everything is proper or not. You can see on the screen. Once they realize that Ranga still had the same hands, legs, eyes, nose, it's there on the screen. The crowd melted away like a sugar lump in a child's mouth. So you put a lump of sugar in your mouth, and how it melts. Similarly, this crowd also melted. मतलब ये crowd वहां से धीरे-धीरे हटने लगा जब उनको बात बनाने के लिए कुछ मिला नहीं. Because Ranga was wearing his Genevera. You can also see that on the screen, which symbolized that he had not lost his religion, he has not lost his caste, he still respected his caste. So people are finding this very astonishing, very difficult to believe that Ranga बैंगलोर गया है पढ़ाई करने, उसके बाद भी अपना जो संस्कृति है उसको नहीं छोड़ा, and all those things they are saying. Okay, now as you see the next as it goes on, you find that Ranga comes to narrator and did namaskar, and narrator is trying to flaunt himself, is trying to show off, and saying Ranga को भी समझ में आ रहा था कि उतने भीड़ में से ऐसा इंसान कौन है जिसको जाके हम कुछ बोल सके, which means narrator is trying to show off, and he's saying that Ranga tried to understand, and he got to understand that I was worthy enough so that he can come and say namaskar to me or do that namaste to me. Okay, now as you see on the screen, this narrator, as and when Ranga touched his feet and took blessings from him, he had this in his mind that, okay, may you be married soon. See that line. The blessing which he gives to Ranga was, may you be married soon. Now, I won't say marriage is a bad thing. Definitely, marriage is a much, much beautiful thing. But a student who has just completed, might be his 12th and gone out to study, he is getting this blessing from the narrator. A narrator was no one but someone in the neighborhood Okay, Ranga's neighborhood. He was giving this blessing to the to Ranga, to the main character of the story, that may you get married soon. Now the scene shifts because Ranga apne ghar chale jata hai, narrator bhi apne ghar chale jata hai. Now the scene shifts, as you can see on the screen. That afternoon when I was resting, Ranga came to my house with a couple of oranges. So when a question comes in your exams, what does the narrator say when Ranga touched his feet? May you be killed, may you get married soon, may you study very well, none of the above. So may you get married soon will be the correct answer. Next afternoon, when Ranga came to the narrator's house, वो क्या लेके आया था अपने साथ? Fishes, apples, pineapples, or oranges. A couple of oranges, as you can see on the screen right now. For a while, we talked about this and that, and then again the narrator started asking Ranga, "Tum shadi kab karoge? When will you get married?" And then Ranga says that I won't get married anytime soon. You can see on the screen as well. He said, "I'm not planning to get married." Now, narrator gets the shock of his life. He says, "Why did you say so?" Now, Ranga, as you can see on the screen, Ranga gives two main reasons for not getting married, okay, anytime soon. The first was he wanted to find the right girl. He wanted to admire the girl. If he wanted to, he wanted to find the right girl. He said that if one gets married, see that line, it should be to a girl who is mature. So according to him, a girl who is mature is the right girl, a girl who understands somebody's emotion, a girl who understands the importance of certain situations. एक लड़की जो mature हो, जो सही हो, रंगा का पहला क्राइटेरिया वो था. Second criteria जो रंगा रखता है वो है the boy should admire the girl. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ सुंदर दिख रही है so I get married to her. There should be some quality which the boy should admire, which the boy should like about. And what is admiring? Admiring is loving someone with respect. You admire your mother because she does a lot of work. You admire your father. You look up to your father. You admire your teacher. So Ranga का जो दो main criteria था, as you can see, पहला था that उसको सही लड़की मिलने चाहिए और सही उसके हिसाब से थी, एक लड़की जो mature है. Second, he should admire the girl. Now, when the narrator hears this, he makes up his mind to get Ranga married. Okay, वो एक decision बना लेता है कि अब तो हम रंगा की शादी करा के रहेंगे, no matter what happens, हम रंगा का शादी कराएंगे. So he gets this responsibility on his head. So if a question comes in your exam, who decides to get Ranga married? The correct option will be narrator. Okay, narrator का नाम क्या है ये मेरे को आगे पता चलेगा. All right. Now, as you proceed, we see that Rama Rao की एक नई character का entry हो रहा है. Obviously, रंगा की शादी के बारे में बात हो रहा है, which means रंगा के शादी के बारे में बात हो रहा है तो एक लड़की का होना बहुत जरूरी है. So Rama Rao's niece. Now, Rama Rao was that person जिसके घर में narrator starting में गया था and उनका बेटा लकड़ी खरीद रहा था एक lady से and change का मतलब नहीं समझा पाया था. Okay. Now, Rama Rao's niece the name was Ratna. And she was 11 years of age. Rama Rao's niece, 11 years of age, a pretty girl of 11. And she had come from a big town to stay. And usko kya do instrument bajane aata tha? Veena and harmonium. So, who was Rama Rao's niece? The name is Ratna. Uska age kya hai? 11 saal. Ratna kiski niece thi? Rama Rao ki. वो कौन सा दो instruments बजाने जानती थी? Veena and harmonium. And she had a sweet voice. So, objectives are also being done. Okay, now as you see, we proceed, we see her parents had died. That's why she has come to stay with her uncle. And one day, when the narrator saw her, he at once decided that ye ladki bilkul sahi hai Ranga ke liye. And he started making plans to make Ranga and Ratna meet. Okay, now how does he do that? Let us proceed and see. He tells Rama Rao's wife that आप एक काम कीजिएगा, रत्ना को मेरे घर भेज दीजिएगा Friday को, buttermilk हम कुछ भेज देंगे आपके लिए. Okay, see that line? I'll send some buttermilk to you. For you, ask Ratna to fetch it. Fetch it means go and get it. So he's saying आप रत्ना को भेज दीजिएगा, हम आपके लिए कुछ buttermilk भेज देंगे. Now, when on the Friday when Ratna went, she was wearing a grand sari. It was Friday and she went there. I don't know why she was wearing a sari, but anyway, she went there. And meanwhile, this narrator has already told someone to call Ranga. Okay? तो ये जो पूरा प्रॉपर बॉलीवुड सीन ही इज ट्राइंग टू बॉलीवुड सीन वो बनाना चाह रहा है यहाँ पर. एंड what he's trying to do is he has already called Ratna. He's waiting for Ranga, and he's asked Ranga starts singing some song, and she has started singing a song on the request of narrator Krishnamurti. In front of my eyes the song's name, and when she starts singing, suddenly Ranga aata hai. Now when Ranga arrives, he hears the song, and at once for a second he sort of finds it's very amusing, and he stops at the threshold, means he stops at the door, and he starts listening. In a moment, what happens, this Ratna, while she was singing, she sees Ranga standing there, and suddenly she stops. Narrator bhi dekh leta hai Ranga ko, usko andar bulata hai. Now Ranga is finding it very difficult to control and understand who this girl is, what is she doing with the narrator, and you can imagine this Ranga, he has gone out to study, which means he must be 18, 19 years of age, and Ratna was just 11 years of age. And we are trying to figure out that whether Ranga's views on marriage has changed or not. क्योंकि वो बैंगलोर से पढ़ के आया है, तो लोग का एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि वो बहुत ज्यादा ब्रॉड माइंडेड होके आया होगा, बहुत ज्यादा समझदार होके आया होगा. एंड वो जो दो क्राइटेरिया मेंशन किया है नरेटर को, दैट एक लड़की मैच्योर होनी चाहिए, सही होनी चाहिए. सेकंड, दैट आई शुड एडमायर द गर्ल. Right now we see that he's only focusing on the admiring part. Usko ladki achhi lag rahi hai, but she's not mature, she's not the right girl for him, but he's not paying attention to that. So there comes a moment where they both have a conversation. Narrator has a conversation with Ranga, and he's trying to create that spark between these two. Ratna शर्मा जाती है, एंड वो वहां से तुरंत निकल के भाग जाती है. रंगा ट्राइज टू आस्क द नरेटर, ये लड़की कौन थी, कहाँ से आई है, हु इज दिस गर्ल एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स. नरेटर सेज, क्यों पूछ रहे हो, तुम तो शादी करना नहीं है तुमको, और हम तो ऑलरेडी शादीशुदा है, सो व्हाई आर यू आस्किंग, डोंट आस्क. Ranga obviously has that curiosity. Now narrator knows, see this line, narrator knows that Ranga is having this curiosity, and that's why he leaves this as a suspense for Ranga and leaves it. Okay, now you see the next, as you can see on the screen, the Ratna is just standing behind the door. The picture is also available. Now very hopefully he asked, she isn't married, so why is Ranga asking? When Ranga is not interested in getting married, or Ranga is not interested in girls who are younger, he's interested in mature girls, then why did he ask? She isn't married, right? So obviously he might have felt that kind of attraction towards her, and that's why he's asking. Now narrator lies. Narrator tells a lie, and narrator says, nahi nahi, uska shadi to 1 saal pehle hi ho chuka hai. Now when he says that, this Ranga, his face becomes small, and it you can see that hopelessness, or you can see that defeat on his face, and he goes away from there. So till here, I guess it is understood. We'll stop our chapter here. Next class, we will continue with the further explanation of Ranga's marriage, where we will see. All right. Okay. Yes. So yes, I think it's we have already done a lot of things today, and just give me a second. Yes, so till now we studied that Ranga's father was accountant. Ranga is the main character of the chapter. उसकी शादी के बारे में बात हो रहा है. वो बैंगलोर पढ़ाई करने गया है, and the narrator is the one who is narrating the story. Ranga किस जगह रहता है? He lives in a village called होसहाली. वहाँ एक डॉक्टर थे जिनका नाम था गुंडा भट्टा. रंगा का किससे शादी का बात चल रहा है, और किससे कौन लड़की इंट्रोड्यूस होती है? रत्ना. उसका एज क्या है? 11 साल. Who is she? She is Rama Rao's niece. उसको कौन सा 2 इंस्ट्रूमेंट बजाने आता था? वीणा एंड हारमोनियम. And these are things. And Ranga ka kya criteria had to get married? First, the girl should be mature, he should be able to find the right girl, and second, that he should admire the girl. So whether Ranga will fall for her, Ranga will get married to her, or he will fall in this narrator's very witty plan, what will happen, this we will discuss in our next class. I will not complete it in at once, because I know it will be difficult. Whatever I've taught today, I hope it was easy for you. I try to use Hindi as well as English, so that all my viewers are able to understand. So before you end this video, or you leave from here, again, don't forget to subscribe the channel, click on the notification bell, and do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And also don't forget to share it with your friends, because exams are coming 7th, 8th, 9th, and the first paper is English core. So get ready and we will rock it. Thank you so much. We'll meet again soon. Take care. And all those students who are interested, you can see the join button right there. Beside the subscribe button. If you want some perks and if you want some benefits from the channel, then you are welcome to contribute and become a member of Unconventional Learning. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and we'll meet again soon. Bye.